welcome to my channel. This is Trisha. So today we're going to work on how to draw on black paper. And I want to focus specifically on the process of drawing something in black paper or using the black paper for any art projects that you want to create. So I'm now going to focus exactly on how to draw these flowers. I have other videos that I have a tutorial on how to draw flowers, including these flowers, the Calla Lily flowers. So the supplies that I'm using here today are Prismacolor pencils and of course the black sketchbook, black paper sketchbook. I will give you more details about supplies near the end of the video. But just a quick word here about this process is just basically it's somewhat similar to any drawings that you do in white paper, in a white paper sketchbook, with the only difference that you sketch with a white pencil as opposed to any regular pencil or ink or anything like that. So I like to sketch with the white colored pencils. You could also use charcoal, white charcoal pencils, but I really prefer the white pencils, color pencils. And I do use Prismacolors because that's my favorite brand of color pencils. And another thing about this drawing, I had already sketched in white paper. So when I brought this drawing here into the black paper. So now the composition is already done. I didn't have to think about much about where I was going to put the flowers and where I was going to draw the leaves and things like that, because I had already pre-sketched in the regular paper. So I could erase and do it again and replace the flowers maybe in another position or in another place in the paper. But I just felt like it was easier for me to have the drawing already composed, because composition of your drawing is important, so you know exactly where to place each item, each element of your drawing. So that's another step that helps to create this drawing in black paper. And I also, you will see soon here in the video, I am going to color all these flowers and the leaves with the white paper. So we're going to cover everything with the white pencil. With the white pencil. You could skip that step and just go straight with the colors. Just start bringing whatever colors you want to. But I prefer to do it that way. You see, that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to cover everything with white before I bring all the colors that I really want this drawing with. And the reason why I do it this way is because I feel like when I bring the other colors, I start adding the other colors, they become brighter. They become more visible. There's more light in the color. And it is because you're already layering. So I'm layering white, and then I'm going to layer teal and turquoise and yellows and greens. I'm going to layer several colors in each element of this drawing. So they just become brighter because that white is already there. But you could skip that process and just bring the colors directly. I just felt like I tested both ways, and I felt like with the white underneath the real color, I I felt like it looked better that way. So also, the colors that you want to use to choose for a drawing in black paper should be ideally very bright colors. Um, you probably will see that it looks better if you use colors like yellows, orange, pinks, maybe a very light blue. The teal and turquoise are the ones that I used here. Also, maybe a light lavender or lilac colors. Neon colors would look beautiful in a drawing like this as well. So basically, any colors that are very light, and these would be the colors that you are using that are in direct contact with the black background, because then they stand out much more. And of course, you can have other colors. You can have dark greens and browns and even a navy blue. You can have any other colors you want. But if you put those colors directly on the dark background, they are not going to stand out very well. But you can use those colors within the middle of the element. And you will see here that I will be using even blacks in these flowers to show shadows. So it is actually a good idea to have some dark colors for the shadows. Um, so one may wonder or think, why would you draw on black paper? Why choose black paper to draw instead of white paper? Well, I feel like it's a great way to achieve very good contrast and make the colors very bright and very bold, because of that contrast that you have in the background. So anything that you put it in a very dark background will stand out, will just pop up and look very beautiful. So any drawings that utilize contrast colors, or that you have a lot of whites, or that you have a lot of bright light colors, they really tend to look very beautiful in black paper. And of a few things, a few ideas of what you could draw on the black paper that looks very beautiful. Any drawings that are related to nighttime or night sky or anything like that, such as galaxy. I think northern lights would look beautiful in a black paper. Anything that has to do with a nighttime scenery, so maybe a night landscape or a night seascape. So the ocean with the moon, moons and stars, and anything space related would look really nice, really cool on black paper because you already have that dark background. And also any drawings in which your main elements are sources of light, such as a candle, maybe lamps, maybe urban image with lots of lamps, street lamps. And another good idea for black paper would be under the sea, anything under the sea, because usually deep seas are very dark. Under the ocean is very dark, so that would look nice too. Any Halloween image, so say if you want to draw like a pumpkin and make it glow, it will stand out very nicely as well. And really any image in which you want to have a dark background, you don't have to work on the background because it's already done. But any image. So here we have these flowers, and I imagine that maybe they are, you know, I'm looking these flowers at nighttime, so everything else is black, it's dark, but the flowers stand out. Um, And then these flowers, the Calla Lily flowers, are actually usually white. Sometimes you can find them in pink. But I wanted to think outside the box here and use teal because that's my favorite color. Turquoise and teals are my favorite colors, and so that's why I decided to. Um, so although they are drawn in a somewhat realistic way, the way that I decide to color, I decide to use the teal because I think they're so beautiful against that black background, and then it's also my favorite color. Well, I also wanted to mention a little bit, like I said, about the supplies. So as I mentioned, I used here Prismacolor Premier pencils. So those are very, very soft pencils. And they worked excellent here in this paper. So this sketchbook is a sketchbook that I bought online at Amazon. I'm not sponsoring them or anything like that, but just so you know, they cost me about $17, and it's a set of two uh, sketchbooks with 35 pages. They're pretty big, pretty good size, and the paper is very smooth. The surface is very, very smooth, so that's why I thought it worked excellent with this Prismacolor pencils because the paper is so smooth. Um, you can use any sketchbook that has black colors that is black. It doesn't have to be this one in particular, but I do recommend this one if you like to draw in very smooth paper. So this was a good paper. I do use, as I mentioned, Prismacolors because that's the one uh, that I prefer. But any other pencils will work well as long as you layer this way that I had mentioned. Started with the light colors. Ideally, put the white all over the drawing, and then start layering other colors on top of it. So as you can see here, I'm even using black. So the black is in the middle of um, the image so it's not directly together with the background. So it's kind of in the middle there, and it works perfectly. And all these pencils, these different colors blend so well in this paper. So that was very satisfying to work this way with these pencils. But as I was mentioning, you can use any other brand of pencils that you have or that you prefer. I just have a personal preference that Prismacolors are my favorite. They're not sponsoring this video either. I pay for these pencils. I'm using here a set of 48 Prismacolor pencils. This you can find this for about $50 of Amazon here in the United States. Um, Hobby Lobby, this actually I think I bought at a Hobby Lobby, and it was about $60. Michaels, they seem to be like about $70. It was the most expensive. Maybe in your country you don't have these stores. Maybe you don't have Michaels and Hobby Lobby, but you probably have access to Amazon, which is actually probably the most affordable of all of them. Of course, you have to pay for shipping, so that's that too. But you don't need to use only colored pencils for a drawing like this in black paper. You can also use soft pastels. You can use oil pastels. You can use white ink as well, like from the Posca markers, right? Or the any other white ink. Uh, I tested acrylic markers too in this drawing. I mean, not in this drawing, but in this sketchbook, and they worked very well too, as long as you're using the right colors. But so acrylic markers are excellent. Gouache would be good in this paper too, and of course white charcoal. I don't really like charcoal all that much, but you can buy white charcoal if you don't have, and try it on your drawing. Maybe you like it. So this was a very satisfying drawing, as I was mentioning, because the combination of the color pencils that are so easy to blend with Prismacolor pencils, and the fact that the paper is so smooth, that is probably my favorite way to work, when the paper is smooth and the pencils blend very well, or the medium blends very well. So it was very satisfying. I didn't want to make it too realistic, so that's why the flowers are blue like that, or teal, turquoise. But if you want, you can just create the drawing in a very realistic way and use any other colors that you prefer. So as you can see here in the video, I'm layering several times the colors. So I come with the white, and then I use the yellows and orange, and then I go back to a little more white and add more colors. So this technique is the layering and blending, and layering and blending, and that is what gives that effect. This drawing probably took me, I would say, at least 2 hours to complete the whole thing. So when you see here in the video, it looks like it's going so fast, but it's really not. This took me a while. And I'm just trying to show you here just a few parts of the video. And as I mentioned, if you want a more step-by-step tutorial on how to draw the flowers, I have other videos available that are much a slower pace, and you can see how I draw this flower, the Calla Lily, and as well as many other flowers. So here in this video, I wanted to focus mainly on the purpose of why to use black paper. Doesn't seem to be explored very much, but I wanted to focus more on the process in general, and not necessarily on the step-by-step of the actual flower. Well, I hope this video was useful for you and inspires you to create something in black paper. If you would like to see more videos about drawing and paintings, then check out these next videos that are coming up, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.